Hello, how's everybody doing today? We're playing the Thanks you to Serenity Forge for providing me a Nintendo Switch key. This is available on consoles now. Bad End Theater. Bad End Theater, that's what it's called. Content warning, blood, gore, and violence, and strong language. Make sure you ask mommy and daddy if you can watch this video or not. Okay? Okay. It's scary. Anyway, edgy anime video game. Let's do it, gamers. I'm ready. Welcome to Bad End Theater. On this stage, we shall be toying with fate. Okay. You will make many choices, unlocking darker and darker paths, all in order to witness a lovely variety of tragic events. But first, allow me to explain how it works. To begin a tutorial, select whatever doll you like. What? You are the human doll. You are the demon doll. Guess I'll be generic and do human. You can control the human doll. You're a friendly little guy just minding your own business. How will you interact with the demon doll? Give it kisses. You try to make friends with the demon doll, but it kills you cold blood. How ruthless. You found your very first bad ending. Don't worry, the story need not end here. Let's reset the stage and try again. This time, try controlling the other doll. I'm the demon doll. You control the demon doll. You're a fierce-looking guy, just minding your own business. Yeah, will you interact with the human doll? I'm gonna kiss him. You and the human doll are able to set aside your differences and become friends. Why, this isn't bad ending at all. I should have written out this possibility. It's just not suited for my theater whatsoever. Now that you know how the story goes, you can set the doll's behavior in advance. As you just saw, these behaviors will automatically be set in what you choose during your last playthrough. Oh, wow, okay. But now you can get each turn on, or off without having replay fall for doll perspective. Yes, theater actually double puzzle game. Now try turning the doll's behaviors on and off and see the different outcomes. Okay. You can control the human doll. You're a friendly little guy minding your business. We're gonna attack you. I killed him. He's dead. End tutorial. Reset the stage. Okay, I see. You can do hostile, wicked, and hostile. You're the demon doll. No, we're dead together. Best friends. Rock and roll, whatever. Let's go. Do you understand how to play? Yeah, I get it. This game saves your progress automatically, so just relax and collect all the bad endings on your own pace. Now, without further ado, let's start the show. You are the hero. You are the maiden. You are the goblin. You are the overlord. I guess we're gonna be the hero. You are the hero. You like to think of yourself as a pretty reliable and swell guy. Oh boy. Your life has been rather ordinary aside from the occasional heroic adventures fighting evil monsters and whatnot. You were told a maiden from your village has been kidnapped and is likely being held captive at a nearby demon overlord's castle. Who even puts a village right next to where an entire demon army hangs out? You don't get it. You're happy to protect the townspeople, though you were born to play this role. You head off on your adventure to rescue the maiden, but demon soldiers block your path. You could kill them to gain experience. I guess I'll kill them. You make quick work of the vile creatures who stood in your way. You feel much stronger now, and you're covered in blood. After a long trek, you make it to the castle front gates. You are faced with an army of demons that is very intimidating. There is no way to sneak past these monsters if you want to reach the Overlord. Ask if they'll let me in. You attempt to explain why you've come, but the monster before you is eyeing you with suspicion. They can't help but notice the demon blood from earlier, and you haven't had the chance to wash the blood off yet. You have no choice but to fight the army in self-defense. Oh well, more experience points for you. I'm so sorry. You make your way through the castle, fending off the demons that stand in your way. The Overlord appears, demanding to know what the hell are you doing murdering all her soldiers. You get straight to the point and ask her where the maiden is. She feigns ignorance, a convincing act, but you won't be fooled. The maiden isn't here, then what happened to her? Only you can see one answer. The Overlord definitely captured her. In fact, it's possible she's already been devoured. Thinking about that poor maiden's fate fills you with hatred. You fight the Overlord with everything you've got. You become strong from the hordes of demons you took down before the final battle. The Overlord is almost no match for you. You cut her into pieces and the Overlord has fallen. You breathe a sigh of relief, but your job's not finished. You search the castle. Unfortunately, you find no signs of the maiden within its walls. It's just as you suspected. She must have already been devoured. You feel hollow. A great evil has been banished from this world. But what does that matter if you were too weak to save someone? You stand alone amidst the carnage and ponder what it means to be a hero. You return to the Overlord's remains and wrap her head in your cape and bring her back to the village. Surely your great victory will be celebrated. Failed! Heroes end. What? Alright, let's reset the stage. Okay. You are the hero. You like to think yourself as a reliable guy. We got the maiden, and you gotta do the thing. Heads off, and then they're here. Flee like a coward. Fleeing your pride, you escape with your life, but you can't return home now. Your reputation will be ruined. You wonder how you'll ever be able to rescue that maiden all on your own. If you can't fight some lousy demon underlings, you take your chances at the castle. Hero after job. Here they are. They're very intimidating. I'm gonna ask if they let me in. You go up to the nearest and explain, like, why, and you feel very uncomfortable, and they stare you down. But they seem to trust you and escort you directly to the Overlord's chambers. That was easy. The Overlord is alone. You ask about the maiden, but the Overlord doesn't seem to know what you're talking about. Was she really never here? You wonder what could have happened to her. The Overlord says that she wishes she could help you, but you're the first human that's come here in forever, at least that she knows of. You think of how you probably shouldn't trust her, seeing as she's a demon and all, but you can't really prove she's lying either. You apologize for the intrusion and return home to your village. The maiden was never found. Useless hero end. Okay, let's reset the theater. We're gonna do the maiden now. You're the maiden. You live in a peaceful village next to a spooky demon Overlord's castle. You're told that you are fated to be captured by the Overlord one day because you are a beautiful young girl demon. Overlords apparently love capturing those. You think of how you haven't heard of that actually happening to anyone, but maybe the demons just haven't been given the opportunity. Who knows? You are in church. You pray to your God, asking why you have been born into this role of maiden. You respect the divine plan and all, but you're really just curious as to what the point of it is, and you are impatient. Meeting a demon actually sounds pretty gosh darn exciting. Maybe you'd understand your role better if you were just to hurry up and get captured already. You leave a note and venture forth to find a demon just to, see what happens. Not long into your little adventure, a demon underling appears before you. Looks pretty scary. Introduce yourself. You tell the demon your name and explain that you're a maiden from the village. The demon suddenly jumps at you and starts biting a lot. How painful! This plan of yours was completely stupid. You think, why couldn't you have been more patient? Why did you go looking for trouble? You aren't angry or anything, of course. This was all your fault and for trusting a demon not to devour you on sight. This is your punishment for questioning fate, you guess. Bit by bit, you are swallowed by the demon until you are no more. Oh my god. Consumed maiden end. I failed right out the door. Alright, yep, you are the maiden, you are the maiden, you are the maiden. Oh yeah, let's hit skip. Oh, that's a good function right there. That's good. Shout for a hero to come save you. You yell, but a hero does not come. The demon suddenly jumps on you and starts biting a lot. How painful. Really? So he ate her, and there's no way around it. She's just dead. Oh, wow. Okay, let's play as the little goblin. You are a demon underling in service to the Overlord. You aren't particularly strong, but not particularly weak either. That's what your friends tell you. Your job is to guard the castle and keep humans away. That's unbearably boring. Heroes rarely come all the way here to challenge the Overlord anyway. It's a lot of standing in one place, staring into nothing. You feel like you're gonna go crazy if you don't get a break. You decide to ask your Overlord for a day off. She gives you an earful about responsibility and unquestioning obedience. You wait for her to finish her lecture before returning to your post. What does she know about anything? Who made her the boss of everyone? You complain about the Overlord to your friends. They agree that she's kind of a snob and totally deserves to be kicked off her throne. You only wanted to vent your frustrations, but the conversation somehow turned into an assassination plot. You should probably steer this in a responsible direction. Let's not. You tell your friends you are totally not serious about this whole thing and you're actually cool with the status quo. After all, life must be pretty dang good if only one thing you have to complain about is that you live so comfortably and there's nothing to do. The others nod, but don't seem convinced. You say a coup would be more effort than it's worth. But you're still gonna be a rebel and sneak out of the castle. Your friends praise your mischievous ways. The change of atmosphere excites you. You spend some time rolling around in the grass, wild and free. As you make your way along the path nearby a human village, you encounter a maiden. She seems very frightened and screams for a hero to come save her. You considered your options. So That's the main path here, says maidens aren't the best meal, but you figure you should live up to your demon name and strike back against humans. You start devouring the maiden without so much as a second thought and feel quite proud of that. Other humans would surely praise you with curses if they were around to see. Oh man, if only someone could have been watching. Time to find an audience for your evil deeds. You wander into a nearby village. The people are screaming and running away, throwing rocks at you and whatnot. You think that's pretty rude of them. You haven't done anything yet. Okay, yeah, believable. Put on a show. You attack the nearest human. He is old and weak, and his bones crunch delightfully. Your audience's scream grow louder. Applause! You think, hey, this is actually pretty fun. I should have taken revenge like this a lot sooner. As you continue your bloodthirsty dance, striking the villagers down, you fail to notice a sword-wielding hero running towards you. He takes you out in one swift blow. You're just a demon underling after all. As you die, you think, that was totally worth it. The curtain closes. Alright, reset the stage. Okay, so... I see. Slaughter older demons, prefer not to solve things through violence. Got it. We're gonna do... Actually, hold on, here. You're a demon underling. Okay, let's overthrow her. No, you're sick of this overlord holding you and your friends back. You agree that it's time for a change of management. Your friends suggest maybe you should be the new overlord. You like the sound of that. You announce your first act of rebellion is to take the day off like you wanted. Your friends aren't very impressed. You assure them that your talk is about the assassination thing when you get back, which satisfies them. You sneak out of the castle to have some fun, atmosphere. Okay, tell her to quit yelling. When the maiden realizes you're not going to hurt her, she regains her composure. Now she started talking to you like you're friends or something, and you don't understand humans at all. You speak the same language, of course, which has always confused you, but why is there conveniently only one language in the world? If demons and humans have independent societies, wouldn't it make sense for them to have their own language? The maiden is going on about some kind of destiny she's trying to fulfill. The bottom line from what you gather is that she wants you to take her to the Overlord. Sounds like it could be interesting. Besides, you had nothing better else to do. Satisfied with your day out, you take the maiden back to the castle and present her to the Overlord. The Overlord asks where you found this maiden, knowing full well that you left the castle when you weren't supposed to. You apologize for disobeying her, but hope that the maiden is an interesting enough present that you may be forgiven. The Overlord nods and says everything's cool as long as you always listen to her from now on. You're impressed with what an easygoing boss she is. You mention how you can't believe you and your friends even considered overthrowing her. She gives you a look and says, and you say, that was just a joke, of course. She smiles and dismisses you. You decide it's about time for a nap. Okay. You don't get sleep long. Your friends wake you up rude. One of them is stepping on you pretty hard. You ask them what their deal is. They say they're planning a whole revolution. They're gonna get rid of the current overlord and put a new ruler in place. They want to hear if you're in or out. And being a pretty lazy underling, of course you reply with, that sounds like a lot of trouble. How about we just skip it instead? Your friends question your loyalty to their cause. She's not so bad, you guys. Your friends seem pretty disappointed. They apologize to you. But before you can ask what are they sorry about, one of them suddenly seizes you. Someone who's still loyal to the Overlord really has no place in our castle. You understand, right? Their claws tighten around your neck. You don't bother to struggle. You're outnumbered. You already know how things like this will end. This is a pretty messed up thing to do to a friend, you tell them. They slit your throat in response. Faithful underling and reset the stage. Wow, you have a lot to do. Hold on. So we can have you do different stuff. Eats the maiden immediately. We don't want you to do that, though. But hold on. We're gonna do you again. Let's not, because we're lazy. Tell her to quit yelling. The maiden says hi. Oh, you do it anyway. Oh! Okay, let's kill the Overlord. You tell them that you were just joking and clarify that you're totally in it to win it. They say you were always terrible with jokes. Whether or not you actually feel the killing the Overlord, you know how bad it'll end up on the wrong side of things. If this assassination deal doesn't pan out, you can always pretend you were innocent all along. But beneath your shield of false confidence, you worry about what you're getting yourself dragged into. You follow your friends outside the castle and talk more about the plan. You're curious if they have any idea how they want to do this. They figured they'd just lock her in a room and set it on fire. What a stupid plan. That could go wrong in so many ways. You realize your friends are just a bunch of directionless thugs, useless without someone's guidance, your guidance. There'll probably be casualties if you fought her head on, and while showy deaths make a revolution a heck of a lot more fun, it's probably the wrong way to go. Your friends agree and suggest that you play the assassin. You really didn't want it to come down to this. But you can't back down now. You'll have to be the one to assassinate the Overlord. Besides, none of us have better ideas. You and your friends turn unnoticed to a pair of humans. Have overheard your entire conversation. Oh, that's a different path then. But she's still here, so that's good. They take off into the castle. They're headed to the Overlord's room. F word. The Overlord would kill you for sure if she found out you were conspiring to take her out. You dash into the castle after the humans. Sure enough, the maiden's already frantically telling the Overlord everything. You shout that the humans are liars. Your friends soon arrive to back you up, except they don't. Instead, they blame the whole thing on you. They cry that it was all your idea and that they were just going on with the flow. You're scared to refuse your crazy plan. You can't believe that they tell the Overlord such a blatant lie. Always knew better than to trust them. You're the one who didn't have a choice here. You all shout at each other until the Overlord demands silence. Regardless of who led the conspiracy, I have no choice but to punish everyone to keep you all in your place, crushed beneath my heel. She sounds tough, but lately all she does is sleep. You doubt her strength. You hear the traitorous friends mutter something about going back to Plan A, and suddenly the door slams shut. You're trapped in here with the Overlord and two humans. And then the room bursts into flames. You pound on the door screaming curses at those who betrayed you. The hero joins you, vowing to slay a lot of them. You'd wish he'd got that chance. Oh, so killing them is the good thing to do. Got it. The Overlord grabs you by the throat. You cry for mercy. You are forced into this mess. You're sure now that they would have killed you if you'd sided with her. But the Overlord doesn't hear your pleas. She drives her claws into your chest. At least she made it quick. Okay. Got it. Traitor underling, and reset the stage. Okay, so we need that. Got it. Let's go ahead and do this one. You are the Overlord. You live in a castle surrounded by demon servants. It's a pretty cushy life, you think. Except for those pesky humans who keep killing members of your armies. There's even a role called Hero, whose purpose is in life just to dethrone you. What's their deal anyway? They've actually avoided pissing off the humans in hopes that they leave you and your army alone, but they never do. You're still new to the whole Overlord thing, and if you're being quite honest with yourself, you don't really understand the politics of it. But you remind yourself everyone's just doing their best to fulfill their roles. You won't let them bait you into being the evil Overlord they expect. Yeah, screw the status quo. You think you're pretty cool and mature to hold yourself to higher standards like that. One of your underlings walks into your room, totally interrupt your thoughts about how awesome you are. They're saying something about how boring it is to stand in one place guarding the castle all the time, especially since no one ever comes here anyway. You see their point, but the way they're whining about it kind of bothers you. What to do with this underling? Grant them the day off. You tell them to go take a break from the stifling castle atmosphere and refresh their dark soul. A day off should be fine every once in a while. Thank you, and happily scurried off. Who knows what? You have nothing better to do. You know, I'm dyslexic. I just deal with it. So you decide to nap for a little while. Being the Overlord sure is great. You awake to a knock on your door. The underling from earlier brought back some company. It's the maiden from the nearby human village. She says her role is to be captured by you. The maiden then goes to say that she's been getting very impatient thinking about her impending capture, so she's come here to speed things along. You appreciate her honesty, but regret to inform her that you never had any plans to capture any humans. She seems very disappointed by this. Perhaps I'm not performing my role well enough. How can I become more maiden-like? You don't really understand the question. You think that this world puts way too many focus on destiny and junk. Just go home and stop worrying about it, you tell her. The maiden seems to be having a hard time wrapping her head around this. She insists that she stays and talks to you more. You feel warm inside as she looks into your eyes, Yuri. This is the first time a human has looked at you without contempt. You wonder what to say. Let her stay for a while. You can't bring yourself to send this maiden away. She just got here. You enjoy a nice long chat with her, sharing stories about your kind. She expresses her surprise that demons are not all what she expected them to be. You are glad that she seems to have an open mind about these kind of things. You also bring up how you always instruct your army to avoid humans as not to agitate them and get heroes sent after you. That explains why the people of my village have been left unharmed. It's because of your orders, isn't it? We are very grateful. You're surprised to hear her thank you. You've always thought of humans to be violent and unreasonable, and that's why your servants are always getting killed, despite your efforts to leave them alone. But this maiden is different. You joke that maybe you've been lying to her this whole time, and that you were actually super evil all along. The maiden laughs at that, saying that she wouldn't mind being held captive here. The people of her village are a little exhausting at times, she says. You can't tell if she's into you or not. So yeah, Yuri, okay. You're interrupted by another human. In your doorway, this time it's a hero. He has appeared searching for the maiden, who was rumored to have been captured by your kind. Captured? Not at all. I only wanted to meet the overlord. Didn't anyone read the note I left behind? After everything is explained, the hero expresses his relief that the whole misunderstanding hadn't led to any horrible consequences. The maiden apologizes for causing trouble, and the hero asks her to return to the village with him. Confusing feelings well up inside your heart. You're surprised that you had one of those to begin with. You don't want the hero to take this maiden away from you. Keep her here? Oh, that would kill me, huh? Let them go. You're certain that she'll return to spend more time with you. You just have to trust in that, you decide. With the hero and maiden gone, you plop down into the comfort of your lustrous overlord bed. Your room feels so empty now. Is this loneliness? You hope your new friend will be back soon. You close your eyes for a while. You're almost falling asleep, and then the maiden and the hero burst into your room, frantically trying to communicate something with you. You're told that a group of demons are plotting to assassinate you. You're not surprised. How nice of the humans to care, though. One of your underlings barges in next, shouting that the humans are liars. They're followed by another group of demons, crying that everything was that first underling's plan. Everyone is shouting over each other now, and it's very annoying. You yell for all of them to shut their traps. You have no doubt that your servants would let their ambition cloud their judgment and lead them to try to take your throne. Regardless of who led this conspiracy, I have no choice but to punish everyone to keep you all under the heel. Saying that made you feel very overlord-like. You aren't sure if you have the strength to back it up, though. Lately, all you do is sleep. The group of demons start muttering something about going back to plan A. You and the maiden hero underlings are trapped inside. Instant, the whole room is in flames. The underling pounds on the door, cursing at their friends. The hero pounds as well, saying that they'll get them. But this is how you'll die, burned alive in your own room by those you thought you could trust. You should have expected this from a bunch of idiot demons, though. You notice the maiden crying. Why does she have to die over something that has nothing to do with her? Perhaps she was cursed from the moment she spoke to you. You wonder if you're cursed as well. You're filled with anger and frustration. You don't even notice that you've grabbed an underling those traitors blamed everything on. They cry for mercy, saying that they were dragged into this plot knowing that they'd be killed if they took your side. They cry that they didn't want to have to kill you. You almost feel sorry for them. Forgive them. You release the underling, killing them wouldn't make you feel any better. Besides, they've already gotten their punishment. You'll all burn together. Boy, demons can't open doors, apparently. What are we, vampires? Before you're taken back to reset the story once again, you pause for a moment. True end, you say to yourself. What was the point for all my effort if the true end is this terrible? You must have forgotten where you were. This is bad end theater. Is the pain setting in? Oh. But you should have been well aware of what you'd be shown when you entered this place. It's a problem I've seen quite often. At some point, you grew attached to my little cast. You started to relate to their flaws, little plights, not really. You started wishing for their happiness, maybe the little underling. But you aren't going to find, oh, the Yuri, you know what, gay is good, okay? Find that here in my theater, my lovingly crafted labyrinth of suffering. Oh, come to think of it, you've reached the first true end very quickly. I'm impressed. But there's no need to rush. Please take your time while exploring all the horrible possibilities. Anyway, I hope you'll pardon my interruption. You're making great progress. The choice to continue on to the next ending is always yours. I'll leave you to it, dearest guest. All right, reset the stage. So we're gonna be doesn't scream at the sight of the underling. You're gonna be polite, slaughter all the demons, but first not solve anything. Interesting. So you can do both. Okay, I don't want you to eat the maiden because you're stupid. Merciful. Won't let the maiden take the maiden home. Tells the maiden to leave. Doesn't allow the underling a day off. Okay, so... Oh, 7 out of 41? Oh my god. Got it. Okay, let's do the maiden's path again. You're the maiden. Introduce yourself. Yep, you explain yourself and stuff. The demon doesn't seem to be really been listening to you, which is a little irritating. They agree to take you to their master nonetheless. After a long discussion to the overlord, you explain why you've come and she squints at you. It turns out she never had any plans to capture you than humans. I wonder for a moment if she's lying, but it doesn't really seem like it. Still, this doesn't make any sense to you. You've always been told that demons would one day seek you out and something awful will happen when a hero will come to your rescue. You don't want to believe that you've been lied to all along. Maybe that is you haven't had maiden-like enough, and then maybe that's the overlord be a little bit more suitable maiden. She doesn't seem to understand. Just go home and stop worrying about destiny. So it's this again. The overlord shares many stories with the demons. Realize ruthless monsters raised to be. Demons avoid conflict. So we're kind of just standing here seeing this conversation again. So that's fine. Oh, yep, hero, his clothes are stained with a dark liquid. It's dripping from his weapon too. You realize you have it must be demon blood. Something horrible has happened. Confused, the hero asks you what's going on. You explain the situation, reassuring him that you were never in any danger. The overlord has walked past the hero and out into the hall. She's wailing. You can only guess what kind of horrible scene he's left for her. The overlord tears the hero apart in retaliation, which you watch silently, unable to scream. The overlord, who just had been getting along with you so well, has killed another human right in front of you. It's clear now that you have been deceived by her sweet words, even though you just killed like 20 demons, but you know, okay, and demons are ruthless monsters after all. Somehow managed to slip past the overlord and make it back out the blood-soaked castle. You never look back. Escaped maiden N.A. Got it. So she's not a ride or die, so we don't want that. There's gotta be, doesn't allow the underling a day off. Tells the maiden to leave. Let's try this. Blah, blah, blah. Tell them to get back to where... Oh, no, that's right. Yeah, my bad. I was supposed to... Let's select you. So, I guess we'll flee. Can I come in? You're always in the middle of some casual conversation. You barge in. You all look at each other in surprise and confusion. This time to no time to hesitate. Ask the maiden, what's up? The maiden explains that she never actually captured, came under a violation. It was pretty dangerous of her to do, but no one got hurt, so at least just that. You ask her to return. Overlord allows you to leave, and you casually leave the castle. You pause when you see a group of suspicious demons standing near the entrance. They're talking about assassinating their overlord. This proves to you that the demons really are foul creatures. We have to tell her about this. You don't understand what that maiden is thinking. The world is better off with less demons. They're all cold, ruthless creatures that should be destroyed. That's pretty racist, bro. There is some creatures you have noticed are eavesdropping. The maiden takes off into the castle. You have no choice but to follow. You burst into the overlord's room. The maiden frantically tries to communicate what you just overheard. A demon underling barges in next, calling you liars. It's followed by a group from there before. The little ones, the demons only care about themselves. How can they be? You begin shouting at them. The whole room dissolves into noise until the overlord yells for them to shut up. She threatens them with violence. No overlord is better than her subjects. You grip your sword tightly. You have to cut through everyone here and get the maiden to safety. You certainly will. The group of demons hiss at each other. They do that. They leave the run a little behind. You glance around for another exit, but there isn't one. You have a terrible feeling about this. What kind of demonic magic is this? He's been betrayed. You join him, vowing to slay the cowardly demons on the other side. At the next moment, the overlord takes it. Mercy. She thrusts her claws into him. He's dead. You back away. She continues to dig and twist her claws into the limp body. You can no longer watch. You look at the maiden. She's crying, claps together. In prayer, you have faith at a time like this. You envy her. The two of you, the overlord and the underling's corpse, are all consumed by the flames. All right, resigned hero, and reset the stage. Interesting. So how do I get... One of these has to be the correct one. Okay, so I looked up a guide. There is so many paths and stuff you can do this game. So this game has a lot of replay value to it. So let's see. I'll kill them. I'll kill you. Let's see. You gather your courage to rescue. These are all evil demons anyway. The world's much safer with them gone. What's it to you to tell yourself to kill one after another on your way to the overlord's chambers? You're up. There we go. Reset the stage. I think we died. So yeah, this game is this game's really good actually. There is a lot of different things you can do and a lot of different goals. You can just choose these. There's a lot of different things I haven't done. Look at 41 endings, and there's also a true ending. I kind of saw what it looked like, but more than likely I'll come back to this in the future and see what else I can't learn. But you should definitely get this game for yourself so you can learn all these paths. It is an interesting game with a lot of, like I said, replayability. You keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So check it out for yourself. There's going to be a link in the description where you can find us now available on consoles, by the way, and of course on PC, so check it out. And once again, thank you for Serenity Forge for providing me a copy of this game. I like it. It's really cute. It's fun. It's hilarious. It's silly. It got Yuri. There you go, Don. Anyway, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe for more content. Check out the description for more of my socials and my other channels, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!